Good, but any human being completing 100 years is not a small thing for all of us. But a comrade whom we know, a comrade who sacrificed his life for the betterment of the society, completing 101 years, completing 100 years and into 101 is a rare opportunity. It is a great privilege for us, for all of us, the comrades of the All India Insurance Employees Association who are seeing you in the dais. As I told comrade, he is the founder of the All India Insurance Association. The AIIEA was founded in 1951. Perhaps from that day till today, more than 5 decades, he continues to guide and serve the organization called All India Insurance Employees Association. What a privilege we had to have such a wonderful leaders under whose guidance we are still working. Comrade Punnikrishnan in the morning, when he was speaking, he told that when he was on LTC, 88 rupees was his reimbursement. I do not know how many lakhs of rupees this legendary comrade would have sacrificed for us. We are all privileged. There are so many demands are coming before us. Aspiring and also reflecting the aspirations of the employees. Perhaps those things were not there during those days where the legendary leaders like Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose and Sunil Maitra and Comrade Saroj Chaudhary, they were struggling to build this great organization. Today, the organization said, transient mobility policy we do not accept. We have the courage and we have that understanding to oppose this. But the comrades like Comrade Saroj Chaudhary, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose and Comrade Sunil Maitra, Comrade Manchanda, we do not know what sacrifices they made to build this organization. Perhaps sometimes I personally feel, are we really capacitated to work as the leaders in that way they have worked? Comrade Bose Babu has worked as the General Secretary of this great organization, All India Insurance Employees Association. He was Vice President of this great organization, All India Insurance Employees Association. He is also President for long years, 19 long years, he was the President of this great organization called All India Insurance Employees Association. I am sure that every one of you wanted to come and share the dais with Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. But I am afraid to say that it is not possible. Maybe one more time, as the President of the organization, I have to disappoint all of you. Because this discipline we learned from Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. To run an organization, we need discipline. Some do's and don'ts. It is not that the organization do not want everyone to come and share and express her or his idea. But at the same time, it is not possible. But the beauty of this great organization, whoever speaks, whoever doesn't, the unity of understanding is there in the organization. That credit certainly and must go to Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose who built this organization. And ever since he started working for the state union in this country, and also particular to the insurance industry, he only told how you see their vision. Even at the time when they were struggling, even at the time they were feeling that the insurance employees are better placed in the working class of this country. I am talking about mid-50s, mid-60s, 70s and late 80s and 90s and even today. At that moment, the comrades who felt that the comrades who are working in insurance, they are better placed. Therefore, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose told and wrote very clearly that what is the meaning of a human being? What is the meaning of a worker? What is the meaning of a trade union? If you do not have a compassion for a compatriot and the common human being, that's what he told as a trade union. Your responsibility is to see that you have to stand by those people who are exploited. And the very idea, the formation of the All India Insurance Employees Association has taken place apart from the demand of nationalizing insurance industry. Therefore, comrades, today I feel that I am privileged and all of us are privileged to have such a legendary leader. Therefore, as the Secretary of the All India Insurance Employees Association, we decided, despite there is going to be some paucity of time, but still this movement shall never come back to us. Let us utilize this movement. Let us celebrate this movement, the movement of the unity that is called Chandrasekhar Bose. Come and join us, join me in wishing him a very long, healthy and peaceful life. From Chandrasekhar Bose, we are honored to be a comrade of yours, a colleague of yours. Without taking much of the time, I know that we are running short of the time. As we learn the discipline in this organization, I am also bound to be a disciplined soldier of this great organization without taking much of the time. Once again, wishing Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose and also thanking the family of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. But for the help, I am even today his son, Somashekar we can call. He is here and he is taking care. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the great daughter-in-law of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, who is instrumental in attending to Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose and attending to him so that his mind is sharp. We who are all aware that he is still active in social media. Today the young generation, perhaps including me, I am not so active in social media, but a living legend, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. You can see him on Facebook. You can see him, whatever the mode and medium of social media is there today, he still keeps guiding. That is the great thing. Look at, today morning he called. Perhaps most of us must be still on the bed. He called today morning and he told that Amartya Sen, the professor, is there in Kolkata. Can this 26th General Conference of All India Insurance Employees Association, can we have an opportunity to invite Comrade Amartya Sen? We are making all the efforts. Let us see the efforts of the organization is fructified so that the 26th conference of the All India Insurance Employees Association shall remain indelible in the history of the All India Insurance Employees Association, because today Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is among there. Without taking much time, Comrade, it's time to felicitate for all of us. May I request the General Secretary of the All India Insurance Employees Association to place his point and felicitate Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose on this occasion. Comrade General Secretary, Sri Commission.
Comrade President, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, the legendary leader of AIIEA, Comrade Tapan Sen, leadership of the AIIEA, and my dear comrades. I join Comrade V. Ramesh, the President of AIIEA, and the 1,600 delegates and observers who are assembled here to wish our belated birthday greetings to Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. He is a centenarian. But as is told, a man is judged not by the number of years for which he lived on this earth. A man is judged by his contribution to the society during the period when he happened to struggle on the earth. I won't say that Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is living a contented life. I would say he has been riding the working class movement like a colossus. I know if I use these adjectives, he would ask me, why are you making an exaggeration? This is his humility. But then at times it defies our comprehension. Someone born 100 years ago, on the 14th of December 1922, who had just completed his 100 years and stepped into the 101st year, how can a man be as simple, as humble, as gentle, as committed to the philosophy of the working class for all the 100 years that he has lived on this earth, and for all the longer time that he is still going to live in this earth? I know from the descriptions of our senior comrades, he was born into a middle class family. He had very good education in those days standards. Jolly well he could have lived a life of comfort. Jolly well he could have gone up in the ranks of the insurance hierarchy. He could have opted to become a big man in terms of his career advancement, but he chose to remain a clerk all through his life because he wanted to work for his fellow comrades. And how is it that it was possible? The time that he was born, those were the turbulent moments in the history of our country. 1922, 2 years after India launched the non-cooperation movement. And it would be a treason to say that soon after he acquired some consciousness, he started becoming an adult after crossing his adolescence. Early in his life, he was drawn to the freedom movement. And having been drawn to the freedom movement, naturally he was drawn to the ideals of the freedom movement also. And like all our forefathers, who had a fond hope that India would be free of exploitation, India would be free of all the prejudices, and the working people of India would really be free of the shackles of exploitation. Naturally, like many of his contemporaries, his hopes were also dashed. We attained political independence, but our journey was not complete in terms of attaining economic independence. And the journey, the struggle probably continues to go on even today. And long back, I had a great privilege to be with him for 8 days. I don't know whether comrade remembers or not. Sambalpur. That was the golden jubilee year of AIIEA. We are all like small children in front of him. So I was after him, comrade, this is golden jubilee of AIIEA. You have to give 10 days time to Sambalpur division. And with all pride, I would say, he readily agreed. He came and stayed with us at Sambalpur for 8 long days. He toured all the branches of Sambalpur division in Odisha. And during those days, he shared some of his experiences. He won't share. Even today, you had to provoke him to learn something from him. That is his humility. And he shared with me, he was inspired by the ideology of the working class, the values of the freedom movement, no doubt. But 2 specific instances, probably, they rekindled a new zeal and enthusiasm in him to struggle for the working people, the downtrodden of this country. The trial of the Indian prisoners of the Indian National Army and the mutiny of the naval ratings in Mumbai. These 2 instances during the course of the freedom movement, they had a profound impact on him. He joined the freedom movement. Soon after, he joined as an employee of the Hindustan Cooperative Insurance Company, then in the private sector, life insurance company. He started uniting the employees into a union, and those were very turbulent times. And during the course of the organizing the employee, we don't know how many sacrifices he had to put. Countless sacrifices. How many times he was put under suspension. I won't say what kind of trials and tribulations his family would have undergone when he was dismissed from the services of Hindustan Cooperative Insurance. But never for a moment he floundered so far as his commitment to protecting the interest of his fellow workmen was concerned. And today, having organized the AIIEA, he not only organized the AIIEA, but his biggest contribution to our movement consists in the fact that he has groomed generations of leaders for this movement called the All India Insurance Employees Movement. He never believed in being a leader himself, but more than being a leader, he believed in creating more and more leaders for the organization, as a result of which the journey of this organization is still going on, and it is counted as one of the most militant trade unions or militant unions in the middle class employees movement of this country. Any benefit you name, the double linkage DA formula, today's generation of insurance employees, they won't understand the significance. What a tremendous gain. It was probably the brainchild of lives of Com.Chandrasekhar Bose. The concept of bonus, when the ruling classes, they told that public sector employees are not entitled to bonus, he waged the struggle under the banner of the AIIEA. Any benefit you name that you are enjoying today, these are the struggle, these are the fruits of the struggle, sacrifices of comrades like Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. So comrades, all of us, we owe our debt of gratitude to the lives of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. I don't have any words to describe him. It would be adventurous on my part. But having said that, the way you have been seeing him, he is a gentleman to the core. Many of our comrades from the south, they would often describe him as a typical Bengali Bhadralok. But I don't want to confine his persona by describing him as a typical Bengali Bhadralok only. He is a typical Indian Bhadralok. Apart from being a gentleman to the core, you would be surprised to know that he is a skillful negotiator also. Sometimes we describe, how do you describe the big leaders of the AIIEA? I would prefer to describe our leadership, the great leaders. They are polite, yet at the same time they are very firm. There is a strong firmness about him behind the facade of his simplicity and down to earth personality. That is how he can be described. A quintessential AIIEA man. And his contemporaries, especially Comrade Saroj, Comrade Sunil Maitra, and all other comrades, especially the legendary leader of AIIEA and his comrade in arms, Comrade Saroj Chaudhary, he used to quote Thomas Mann, and he would describe Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose as a complete man. He in fact is a complete man. Can you imagine, Comrade Ramesh was just saying, at times we tend to get exasperated when we are confronted with some adversities. But at this age, he is not only very good at using the social media. I remember that particular day, April 2021, our wage revision was cleansed. And next day early morning, before even I had woken up, I got the first phone call from Comrade Bose. And he is so humble, the man who has given so much to our movement, so much to the material prosperity of the insurance employees in India. He calls me and congratulates me and says, Comrade Srikanth, this is by far the best wage revision in the history of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. This is his simplicity. This is his humility. And today, comrade, unfortunately, with material prosperity in our life, simplicity and humility, these are slowly but surely, these are becoming dying virtues. So we thought, how can we imbibe these virtues in comrades like us? The best way to imbibe these virtues, the best way to profit from these virtues, the best way to learn from these virtues is to invite Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose on our behalf. We knew our comrades had a fund to wish him on his 100th birthday, but better late than never. Since we are organizing the 26th conference in the city of Kolkata, let us invite him, let us request him to be in our midst, so that more than honoring him, we will be inspired by his commitment, by his sacrifice, by his dedication, so that the AIIEA will be strengthened in the days to come when we are confronted with so many challenges. Finally, without taking much of your time, I would also like to express our sincere thanks and gratitude to his family members. In fact, on behalf of AIIEA, Comrade President and myself, we went down to his place on 28th, hardly 1 week back. We wanted to invite him, but more particularly we wanted to invite his family members. In these days of neoliberal globalization, the values or the value system of the joint family system are crumbling very fast. Human relationships are becoming secondary to material wants. And Comrade Saroj Chaudhary, his contemporary, he would say, he would advise insurance employees, you must be very cautious. Comfort and luxury, slowly, without being noticed, they will creep into your house and they will start living as guests. But if you are not conscious of the fact that comfort has crept into your house and has started living as a guest, it may become a permanent invite into your house. So in this age, we wanted to see who are the persons, who are the family members, who is that great lady whose daughter-in-law, I won't call her a daughter-in-law, she is more a daughter than a daughter-in-law. And she is the person most dependable area of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. His son, Sondara, he himself has retired, but he would take care of him like a young 20-year-old would take care of his father. And his grandson, we would have very much wished he was here, but because of his professional engagements, he could not make it. You would be surprised to know, I know this secret. He is the most closest confidant of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. We call him comrade. आप कहते हैं, कुछ हमारे लोग पैर नहीं छूते हैं. But his grandson is so close to him and dear to him. वो उनको आप नहीं कहते हैं, वो कहता है तू इधर आ, तू बैठ, तू ये क्यों कर रहा है? That is the closeness, that is the love, that is the warmth of affection that has sustained him for all these years. And oftentimes you would say, comrade, more than being a property of the family, you are the property of the All India Insurance Employee Association. In that sense, we have a legitimate claim. So we believe, we want to draw inspiration on behalf of all the comrades present here and those comrades who are not present. From all their behalf, we wish Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose a very, very long life so that he continues to guide our movement and we continue to benefit from his guidance. Thank you, comrades. Thank you very much.
Now I request our leader, Comrade Raman, to come and
place with you. Comrade Amal.
Comrade President, Comrade Chandrasekhar Babu, and my dear comrades. It is a great privilege and honor for me to be a part of this celebration. We are celebrating 100 years of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. I don't have to talk about the character of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, the quality that he has in him, the love and affection that he has for the insurance employees, because I am convinced that each one of us has got a part of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose within us. So I don't have to talk about all those issues. Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose has been a walking and living history of the All India Insurance Employees Association. 100 years is a landmark. Celebrating 100 years is absolutely justified. But the question is that, how did you live these 100 years? What did you contribute to the society in these 100 years? And I am reminded of the last Mughal, Bahadur Shah Zafar, when he lamented that I bargained from my Creator 4 days of life. उम्रे दराज मांग के लाए थे 4 दिन, 2 आरज़ू में कट गए 2 इंतजार में. When he said, yeah, I bargained with my Creator for 4 days of life. 2 days of my life was wasted in wishing for something, and 2 days of my life hoping that my wishes would get realized. But Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose did not wait for the realization of those dreams. His hopes, he tested with the struggles, tested with his own struggles, tested with the struggles of the insurance employees. And today he can claim very proudly that he not only made a difference to the life of the insurance employees, he also made a qualitative difference to the entire trade union movement in this country. I think, I may not be wrong, that Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose today is the oldest communist in India. How do you live your life? He steered the ship of the AIIEA. Despite all odds, and along with attaining something high in his own life, he also lifted the lives of the insurance employees. And that has been his biggest contribution. We may say that after working for Hindustan Cooperative, subsequently to LIC, when he retired, perhaps the total retirement benefit he got was about 20,000. Today, the kind of difference that their struggle made to our life, we know what an employee of Life Insurance Corporation or general insurance companies would get at the time of retirement. And I am told that some comrades get beyond 1 crore as retirement benefits.
And this is the path, a very path of struggle that he chose to lead along with many of his comrades. And today, when we are enjoying the benefits of their struggle, let us remember, perhaps Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose would say, ये फूल तुम्हें कोई विरासत में नहीं मिले. The fruits of what you are enjoying today, you did not inherit it. You did inherit it. तुमने मेरा कांटों भरा बिस्तर नहीं देखा. You are not seen the thorns through which I walked. And it is walking on those thorns with the firm commitment that ultimately, however unjust the society is, however exploitative the society is, the human race will triumph. It will triumph to find a better life for itself, a dignity for itself, and the fraternity for itself. And it is with this understanding he worked tirelessly, year after year, decade after decade, for the insurance employees movement. You would be amazed. Even now, every day, he knows the developments in the insurance industry. Not a week passes without his calling us, saying that this AIIEA is doing this. How does AIIEA react to this situation? This is the problem that is being created by the policies of the government. How will the AIIEA react to this situation? The concern, the keeping himself abreast of the development, updating his knowledge is something phenomenal which you would not find in anybody else. And that life is what we are celebrating today. From this platform, I say, we are indebted to you, Comrades Chandrasekhar Bose. We'll never forget the difference that you made to our lives. We'll never for a moment forget that you tried to make us better human beings. And this has been your contribution. And I hope that many more years to come, he would continue to guide our movement. I don't know about anything else. In the Abrahamic religions, you say Adam lived the longest life. He lived for 936 years. And I wish that Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose lives and beats the record of Adam and guides us. But when talking about his life, how do we pay back for what he has done? That is the question. Yeah, simply praising Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is not going to take us anywhere. How do we pay back? How do we pay back? And that is a challenge before us. Can we commit today that we'll continue to traverse the path that he has shown to us? And that is our commitment to you, comrade. The path that you chose for us, the path of struggle, we'll never give it up. We will continue to traverse on that path. I wish Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose a very healthy and long life, and I also join Comrade Srikanth in conveying our gratitude to the family members who have been so kind to our organization in taking care of Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. Thank you, Comrade.
Thank you, Comrade. Now, another leader for us, Comrade Kevin Rupa, Health Assistant.
comrades. Many of you who are youngsters, I am not anymore. Many of you who are youngsters have an occasion to meet Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose within a few years of joining the LIC. I also had, not in a conference. Long ago when I joined LIC in 1971, I was working in a branch in Visakhapatnam in 72, next year. I had an occasion to meet Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, Comrade Sunil Maitra, Comrade Saroj Chaudhary, Comrade N.M. Sundaram, all within the a time of 1 or 1.5 months. Not because the branch in which I was working did something glorious, but because there was an organizational issue there. This is one part of it. Second part is, that's what when in 1970 June perhaps, I had an occasion to meet directly Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, because being younger, we were attached to him to take care of him. All the three comrades of the triumvirate, Saroj, Sunil Maitra, Chandrasekhar Bose. Sunil Maitra came, gave a dressing down for the people who were creating problems, because just then federation was trying to take shape. If that will lead to a problem in that area was a question. So he gave a dressing down, he was very firm, gave his opinion and went away. Saroj Babu came, explained everything and said you have to do this. Chandrasekhar Babu came, he did not say anything, he listened. Then told the people, why are you unnecessarily making issues where the challenge is that one more union is going to scuttle us and federation was about to come up, so you have to be strong and together. This sort of approaches by the three leaders, subsequently when I grew up in the insurance industry, I could see that this triumvirate, Chandrasekhar Babu was the person who will make the whole demand of the employees with flesh and blood and other things, he will make up the demand. Sunil Babu will make the tactical line or the war tactics for achieving that. Saroj Babu will take this to the whole to the employees and convincing them, and that you have to struggle. So this, the base used to be created by Chandrasekhar Babu. And this is the thing which today, when Abhay or somebody else comes here and talks about issues, don't worry about it. Because Chandrasekhar Babu's original thing was that the issues of the employees are the basic things on which we have to build the unity and then take it forward. Take it forward to what? Yesterday when he was sitting there next to me, he was asking me, I don't know how many of us will think of this. Comrade Venu, did we also get in touch with the agents association for this conference? Do you understand it? How many of us are really understanding this issue? Where in protecting the industry, when you want to develop a huge unity, what about the agents associations? He, as Amanda said, he sits at home, but he has been thinking of the insurance industry. And he asked me straight away, what happened to the agents association? He said, we are in touch with them. So that means, right from the day when I saw him in 1972, till date, whenever I have been meeting him, the question he's been thinking about is the insurance industry and how to protect it, how to protect the interests of the employees. This basic thing we have to take from him. This must be the strength of him, my feeling is. When, I don't know how many times I have told you, 2 minutes more. How many times I told you, in Chennai zonal office, lift was full. The former chairman of LIC came. He came near the lift. Lift boy did not recognize the chairman. Said, I'll come back later. You can wait for some time. Lift is full. You can come back later. That was the former chairman, and the lift boy did not recognize him. And he said, I'll come for you again later. Chandrasekhar Babu, when he came, lift bike stopped the lift, asked people to get down, took him and took him up. The basic thing was, I don't know whether he knew Chandrasekhar Babu, whether he could talk to him, because he must be talking Tamil. But simple point is, Chandrasekhar Babu worked for others, whereas the chairman worked for himself and his family. That was the difference which he has shown to us. That is his strength, number one. Number two, his food habits are also very frugal, very limited, frugal. On the day 72, when I asked him what he will take, he took one bun. I don't know what you call bun, small bun, and tea. And 87, when I invited him to my house, my wife thought that so much of it to be prepared for them. Mrs. Chandrasekhar Bose was there, Mr. Com.Chandrasekhar Bose was there. She prepared everything. We did not have proper chairs also in our house, so we brought them. When everything was settled, he said, one roti for me and one roti for my wife. So the 1972, one bun and tea. 1987, one roti and tea. Okay. So the way he was keeping his food habits and other things in regular control, that was the thing which we should also see. How to be in control of our own food habits also. Thirdly, it is the family which has taken care of him, that I know. Chandrasekhar Babu is here. His wife is also, she is also, I think, a daughter of our own comrade earlier. And they have been taken care. Now he has crossed 100. The incentive for crossing up to Adam's age, I don't know, but incentive for crossing is one more. Please be there. Our next generation, I am also saying next generation because I am also old, 72 now. Readers, when they are here, Ramesh, Srikanth, and then later people also, when they stand up and protect the Life Insurance Corporation of India in the insurance industry, you shall be a witness to that. Please see that, and till that we shall be there. Secondly, I was telling Chandrasekhar Babu, see, more than a son's achievement, grandfathers are almost every time they are more fond of the grandson's achievements. When his grandson, he was doing his MBA in Pune, he got a job in PwC, one audit company. He phoned me up. I told Chandrasekhar Babu, you seem to be more joyful than when your son himself joined the employment. You seem to be relishing your grandson's employment. Okay, grandson's employment is going to be there after he finishes the last semester. But my point is, apart from looking after what LIC is going to, how it is going to be protected by the next generation of leaders, you have to be watching that, and you also have to watch not only your grandson joining the organization, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, but you should also watch your grandson getting married. So, my clear objective is in this meeting, long live Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. That is my best wishes for you.
Thank you, Comrade. When it was told that we are going to speak Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, Comrade Kapil Singh, the General Secretary of CIT, he was lots of work. In fact, the CIT All India Conference will be there in another 15 days' time to come today at Bangalore. The moment it was informed to Comrade Kapil Singh volunteered himself. This is the movement he should be a part of, and CIT should also be a part of. So I request Comrade Kapil Singh to come and brief Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose.
Comrades, in fact, I was not knowing about their tour. As usual, I am supposed to attend the district conference of the AIIEA. On the first day, I could not attend because it clashed with the conference of Maharashtra State of CIT. So I joined you in the second day, as I have joined your 25th conference also. On the second day, since it clashed with All India Conference of CIT at Chennai. So this time also, when I was discussing with Comrade Srikanth on 8th afternoon, 8 morning, then he told, I asked him about the entire program. Then I came to know that this felicitation program will also be there. It's a really big thing for me. It's a great, I got a lot of things. It's a great occasion for me, and I told that I will also be part of that program. Anyway, comrade, he's a legend, but he said. In the country's union, trade union, I'm not going by his age, that's it. Everybody did not get that chance, but Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is with us till now, in his 101st year of age. But the more important thing is that he represents a time. The time that laid the foundation of the country's trade union movement, working class movement, the politics behind it. That was the time where he was one of the leading figures in the country, one of the major sector employment movement in the country. That was more important. We are celebrating a history context. Not merely Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is there in front of me, which represents history. 51 year AIIEA was born. It was a private regime. 56 AIIEA LIC was nationalized. And during that time, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is already in the helm of the affairs of the insurance employees movement. The nationalization just did not come automatically. It has a legacy of the freedom struggle of which Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose was a integral part. Comrade told I did not go into detail. And there, what will be the path ahead for an independent India? A lot of debate was there. Kindly note the history. 1920, AITC was born, the India's first trade union center, where all trades are there. And by the time country got independence, AITC was born, and lot of debate was going on. What is the role of the trade union? It must take care of the employee, not indulge in politics. That was the debate at that time. And on the debate, both the trades, the red flag and the others, are together working in their organization and debating on it. It was that great period of history of building up the ideas and visions of the working class movement in the country, of which Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose is a part and who is with us now. We feel the warmth of that period of building on which we are working now. On which we are working now. I was born in 1951 only. Took birth, just like Comrade Venugopal. That's my age today. Comrade, we learn from that part of history of the country, of which he represents that history. 56 when LIC was nationalized. 56, that great industrial policy resolution has to be adopted by the government of India, which has premised on self-reliance and import substitution from a government of a political composition representing the big industrial bourgeoisie and also big landlord. That was their politics at that material time. They have to take an industrial resolution, policy resolution, based on self-reliance and import substitution. And on import substitution, actually that basic policy line was the basic what is the material and a driving spirit. Thereafter, when number of public sector units came up in the Indian industrial map. And one important event at that time, the Soviet socialist regime also played a very important role in shaping the path of Indian post-independence economic and industrial life. That was the whole history, and in that, pushing the government of India in that direction, the country's employees movement, the radical section, red flag section, played an important role, of which Com.Chandrasekhar Bose was an integral part. We are celebrating that history in our country. So I think that's the most important thing which laid the foundation of our country's vision on working class movement. And in that spirit, you must have seen that during that period, many major struggle was fought by the employees movement in particular. One of that was the insurance employees movement, of which Com.Chandrasekhar Bose is the architect, one of the founders. Postal employees movement. Some major employee segment struggle was developed by that time, which set the tune and also the political debate on the direction of the country's role of the working class, and that debate still goes on. I think in my inaugural, in my address to your conference, I get on some of the issues I don't like to go on that. But that's a period of setting up the agenda of the country working class movement, of which we, the red flag community, red flag contingent of the trade union movement, are working till now, and which is playing a dominant role till now in the country's trade union movement. Com.Chandrasekhar Bose was one of the legendary figures of that great historic work of setting the tune and vision of the country's working class movement. And that is still now must energize us in taking up the challenge of present day, which, according to Com.Chandrasekhar Bose, I did not hear from him, but Comrade Subbarao quoted him that the most hostile situation we are facing. I think his evaluation is 100% correct. And I think the tune, the role he played in setting the tune and vision of the country working class movement, the period which he actually that thing we are celebrating here in the 26th conference of AIIEA, I think with that will energize us in meeting the most hostile challenges now we are in the face of in the countries as country's employees movement. And at that material time when your conference is going to deliver on that, having Com.Chandrasekhar Bose 101 and having Com.Chandrasekhar Bose, and while felicitating Com.Chandrasekhar Bose, we are actually, while felicitating him, we are celebrating that great historical period of country's trade union movement, of which he was an integral part. With these few words, he is still alive. I have been talking to one of my comrades, close friends and comrades, Comrade Rohit. That day he was talking that sometime back we went to meet him. When he is so alert and inquiring about the latest publication of the time. Very recently, I think 3-4 months ago, you are talking, he was so alert and he is keeping track to the latest publication of the time. So I think we have many things to get from him till now, and with that, along with all of you, CIT, on behalf of CIT, we also expect, we can't pray to God, no doubt of it, but definitely we wish, wholeheartedly expect a longer, healthy alert life for us, to inspire us, to guide us, to lead us. Thank you, Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose, Lalpur.
Comrade, now I request Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. He will be felicitated now first. Thereafter, we will also listen from Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose. I request Comrade Chandrasekhar Bose to please come and occupy this chair.
কমরেড আর যাবেন না তো কমরেড ওদিকে যাবেন না সিট ডাউন প্লিজ কমরেড মুদ্র পয়েন্ট হ্যালো কমরেড সিট ডাউন প্লিজ সিট ডাউন কমরেড সামনে